Welcome back everyone, hope y'all doing well. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to use Mass Ice Golem. It is a very simple strategy. Honestly, you just put everything in the same place. You just do a quick fireball, a quick setup, and after you send pretty much your king, your RC, and all your Ice Golems together, clumped up, while the queen is doing a kill squad with a log launcher. Very simple. You have infinite freeze. It is insane. You can keep a lot of Ice Golems alive. This strategy is pretty good. So let's jump into the army comp. This is the army that I've cooked up with. I'm going to talk about the troops, the spells, the siege machine, my CC, and the heroes. Let's start with the troop. Because we're doing a quick fireball with the warden, we're going to do a small warden charge. So 5 healers with him, with 3 balloons. That will be enough for Cocoon. You can just send 1 balloon. That way it's going to test for any traps around the area, protect the healers. And after once you've done your fireball, you can send your 2 remaining balloons where the main pack will go. I have 1 super wall breaker to break in the base for my ice golems as well as for my king. It's going to be very important. I have obviously 9 ice golem. That's the star of the show. They help to not do necessarily a lot of damage, but to mitigate a lot of damage and also to act like an infinite big free spell that will constantly activate over and over and over again, keeping your troops safe. Well, in this case would be the king, your RC, and your warden. Then I have 1 apprentice warden. That way it's going to keep the ice golem alive for a longer period of time. That way they can also do their job by cooling down defenses to slow them down. I have 1 electro titan just in case there are any types of traps around, to clear off also trash buildings, and also to be able to help with the heroes to clear off any defensive troops. It also helps to deal with the CC, since ice golems and warden, king, and RC lacks a lot to destroy the CC fast. The electro titan will help with them, as well with the poison spell, which I'm going to talk later on. I have a baby dragon, a yeti, and a valkyrie. 3 of them will do the funnel. They'll do a little bit of cleanup to help funnel either my ward in charge or for my main pack, so my main ice golems. I can use also the valkyrie to clear off any annoying skeleton traps which will spawn on top of my warden. In case there are no defenses nearby that could deal a lot of damage or do splash damage, instead of sending the valkyrie, you could use 1 wizard, which could be used as a cleanup. I have 2 headhunters to deal with any defensive heroes, and I have 4 archers for cleanup or for testing for any traps around to help for the warden charge, to spot any hidden Tesla. That way I can put them under invisibility spell and I can destroy them. Now to my spells, since I'm doing a small warden charge with the fireball, I'm going to use 3 invisibility spells and 2 earthquake. I have 1 jump spell for my troops to jump inside the base. That's going to help them a lot because other than 1 wall breaker, they won't have enough force to destroy the walls fast enough. They're very slow. Ice golems are very slow to destroy walls. So 1 jump spell is going to help them jump over walls quickly, go into the next compartment. And I also have the king's earthquake boots, which I'm going to talk later on. I have 1 rage spell that way is going to rage the healing and damage output of my heroes, but most importantly you want to boost the healing for your healers. And just in case, I have 1 ice block spell to block the damage or mitigate a lot of damage coming on your heroes, especially your warden. You need to keep your warden alive. He is very important to deal a lot of damage and a lot of healing, therefore keeping him alive is very crucial. And I have 1 skeleton spell to disable geared up defense, the monolith, the scatter shots, the multi-archer tower, the Rishikasha cannon. It's going to be a great help. Now for the siege machine, because I'm doing a small kill squad with only my queen, I'm going to use a log launcher. For my CC, I have 1 rage spell, which is going to help either my heroes or maybe the yetis inside my CC. As you can see, I have 3 yetis. They will help to clear up the core, or they will help to clean up certain defenses, mitigating a lot of damage for your ice golems, your hero inside, and will destroy some defenses, which is very good. I have 1 goblin for filler, and I have a poison spell to deal with any types of enemy CC which are very annoying. For the heroes, for the king, I decided to pair him with the phoenix, the earthquake boots, and the spiky ball. The phoenix because I want the king to revive when he dies so that he gets a little bit extra value and more tanking. For the earthquake boots, I choose it because I want him to open up the core once he's inside. You also want to use it before putting your jump spell or after putting your jump spell, because you don't want to place your jump spell and then after use your earthquake boots, meaning you lose your value of your jump spell. So very important to alternate, to know when you want to use your earthquake boots and when you're going to use your jump spell. For But the queen, because she's doing an kill squad, I've decided to pair her with a giant arrow, and instead of healers, I decided to pair her with the action figure, because a giant will act as a tanking unit, so mitigating a lot of damage, but also he can also join the main pack, which this is very good. He's not obliged to, but if he does, it's going to be an extra bonus. You're going to melt the base inside even faster. And the giant arrow to cripple walls, for the log launcher to destroy walls and buildings faster. And I have Frosty here just to mitigate a lot of damage output. That's going to help freeze certain defenses to slow them down, meaning less damage overall. And because of the new level 15 Frosty, you get 3 Frostmites, which doesn't seem like a lot, but it is very significant. It is a very good change, a very nice buff. For the Warden, because we're doing a Warden charge, I've paired him with Sneezy, with the Rage Gem and the Fireball. Sneezy will help to spawn boogers to protect your healers once they're deep inside the base. You can also pair him with the Unicorn, but I feel like Sneezy would keep your healers alive longer. And last but not least, the RC. So honestly, you can use it however you like it. I like when I just put her in the same pack as the Ice Golem, joining forces with the King, and because the Ice Golem are always on front and she's always like behind because she's ranged, she's going to be most likely protected. And if you feel like she's going too forward because let's say there are walls and defenses are far away, Ice Golems cannot break walls and the RC is going too far, then before she goes too far, you can activate her Rocket Spear. That way the Ice Golem has time to penetrate the base, to go forward, take the tanking for the RC while she destroys those buildings. I've decided to put the Spirit Fox to help her mitigate a lot of damage, so that let's say she goes too much on front and that you use your Rocket Spear a little bit too late, then you have a chance where the Spirit Fox will go invisible. That way the Ice Golems can go on front and during this time take the damage and protect your RC. So that's the army. Let's jump into planning. So for the mass Ice Golem strategy, it is going to be extremely simple, probably the easiest attack of your life in terms of setup. So first of all, you want to do a Fireball. You want to get a lot of value, and I think this Poison Tower spell is actually very good for value. You get this Fire Spitter, you get this Scatter Shot, you get this Air Sweeper, you get this Multi-Inferno Tower. It's really good for value, at least for a level 21 Fireball. Yeah, I forgot to mention I have a level 21 Fireball, so for anyone who has a level higher than 21, which has bigger range, then you'll get more value and you might decide to shoot for another target to maximize your value. Let's say you want to shoot this Scatter Shot, that way it can hit this Monolith, this one, this defense, everything around. But for me, the Fire Spitter is good enough for value. You get this Poison Spell, you get this Multi-Inferno Tower, you get this Sweeper, you get this Scatter Shot. I think that's some good value overall. Now after that, you place your Warden here, destroy this building. Hopefully he destroys this one. If he doesn't, then you can send, let's say, a Baby Dragon or a Yeti to destroy this building. Then after, once those two are destroyed, be careful of this Ricochet Cannon as well. They can deal a good damage. So maybe put your Warden a little bit up there so that he's not in range of the Ricochet Cannon. Then after you destroy this building, hopefully you are able to destroy this building. This one as well. Then after you can invis, so their target is this one. So you can invis this area, and this area. And hopefully he's a little bit closer to this side so that he doesn't hit this air defense. And it's going to shoot right there on the Poison Spell Tower. And now you have removed this area around. So let me just, perfect. You have removed this area. This area is gone and you have a good funnel. So afterwards you can send, in my opinion, the best place to send your Ice Golem would be on this side, that they can enter right here, destroy the Monolith, and path inside and destroy the Town Hall afterwards. I don't recommend to path it around here because this is where you have a lot of damage, tons of damage coming in, and you might lose too much force too early. And because all of these strong defenses are clumped up together, if you're going there, then they can all shoot you and you'll take too much damage. While if you're coming from here, obviously you're taking damage all around, but don't forget you have healers to heal your troops back and your heroes. And once you're at the Town Hall, maybe those defenses like the Ricochet Cannon and the Multi-Inferno Tower won't be close enough to shoot, let's say, your RC or your Warden, meaning less damage overall. Of course, they'll be able to, maybe not this Ricochet Cannon, but definitely the Multi-Inferno Tower. They can hit like the Ice Golem, which would be here, but that's what you want. Then they'll freeze this area. Your heroes will be able to destroy the Town Hall without too much pressure. Your healer is going to heal them back up, and then after they can go onto those defenses, freeze again by dying, etc. So very good. So let's come back to the Warden walk. So you got this Fireball, you destroy this area. Then after, you want to send an Ice Golem first, maybe 2 if you want. That way it's going to help for tanking any damage like this Expo, this Martyr, we don't really care, but definitely this Ricochet Cannon. And then after, if you're able to take it down with one Ice Golem mitigating the damage, then after dies and freeze it, you can send another Ice Golem And then after, you can send your king. Then after, they're going to walk around, they're going to destroy those buildings. Make sure to send, let's say, either a wizard there, that way it's going to destroy this building right there, to funnel your troops inside the base with a wall breaker opening this compartment. Now for this side, you can send your log launcher right there, and after, he's going to destroy certain walls and certain buildings to open up these compartments. After, you want to place your queen as well to shoot the giant arrow, and after, that's going to force your ice golems. After that, your king arrives in this area, you're going to place like a big chunk of ice golems to go inside. They're going to be forced to stay inside and not to target like those buildings on the side. Now once you arrive at this area in the core, instead of using a jump spell, I'd recommend to use your earthquake boots, because this is where you get a lot of value. So this would be an instant where once you're, let's say you're close to this hero hall and you destroy it, now use your king's ability. It's going to open up those compartments, leading to your ice golems to scatter a little bit right there, go forward, and then after, they'll die, they'll freeze the area, mitigating a lot of damage for your hero, like your king and your RC and your warden. So they'll keep pathing towards there, and then after here, you can use your jump spell right there, meaning that they'll be able to go to the town hall compartment and freeze it and destroy it. After, it's all about cleaning things up, because honestly, after this falls, you have like so much force. It's pretty much overkill if everything done right. Don't forget, with the long launcher in this area, the Yetis will be able to take out this chunk as well, so you don't really have to worry about it. The giant, hopefully he comes into the main pack, but if he goes on the side, that's completely fine. All he does is mitigating a lot of damage by tanking a lot and hopefully destroying some defenses on the side, some trash buildings. So your ice golem is gonna go there, destroy this one, this hall with the multi-archer towers. Your RC, you can use your ability. Let's say you're here and she goes forward, she's taking a lot of damage. You can use the ice block spell on top of her to mitigate a lot of damage. Then after, she can get healed back up with the healers. Your ice golem is gonna go on front, take the tanking afterwards with other defenses, that which the RC who's being targeted, let's say, doesn't get overwhelmed and die, because she's really valuable for cleanup. But honestly, once you're here, once the setup is done, you've done your fireball, you've done a little bit of walking with the king, you've done a little bit of funnel to send your ice golems inside. After you wall break this compartment, you use either your jump spell, but in this scenario, you want to use your earthquake boots first, and then after your jump spell, you've sent your log launcher, your kill squad with the queen and her giant arrow to cripple certain buildings and walls. After you send all your walls of ice golems, it's basically over. After you've done everything, all you have to do is do spell management and ability management. That's all. And the abilities that you have to worry about is your king, so to open up the compartments and cripple buildings around it, and your RC for her rocket spear shot, which will help to stay behind the ice golems, that they can overtake her. Then after, you have few wizards. Hopefully you have one left or two. If you haven't used them, you can send them right there, here. You can send an archer in those areas as well, destroy certain buildings. You can already send, like, let's say an archer right there to clear up those buildings here, those trash buildings. That's going to speed up the attack. That's pretty much it. So to recap, small fireball to get as much value as possible. So this poison spell tower right here is going to remove this area. Then after, send an ice golem, and this particular situation, you want the ice golem to tank first. Then after, you want to send, once it's destroyed, your king. You don't want to send your king first, because then after, the warden won't take the aggro on this ricochet cannon anymore, meaning it's going to stay up and it can deal enough damage to probably kill your warden, and you don't want that, especially with the expo still here. So destroy it first, and then after, once it's destroyed, now send more ice golems. So let's say one or two more. Your king, they're going to path around, do a funnel beforehand. You can send while they're walking. Your queen with your log launcher for small kill squad. Send your giant arrow, cripple certain buildings and walls. The log launcher will destroy certain defenses, which is going to help for your ice golems. Then after, once your king reaches the front of the compartment, even a little bit earlier, once he's like in this area, you can send all your ice golems remaining, and then after, they're going to walk in front, they're going to die one by one, and then after, it's pretty much freezing the entire base, and you just let them walk. You watch for certain spells for management, like I say, a skeleton spell on front of those two defenses, your jump spell right here, an ice block spell, let's say on the warden, just in case he gets targeted for some reason, and it's just basically over. It's that simple. Honestly, with mass ice golem, it's all there is. Very straightforward, very easy. The hardest part, it's pretty much the fireball, and the rest is self-explanatory. So let's jump into an attack. So let's not forget, you want to start with a fireball to get as much value as possible. So right here, I'm seeing like good value right there. And then after, once you're done with your fireball, then you want to send your king and of course an Ice Golem to tank, let's say for this Ground X-Bow. Then after, you want to send it around. They're going to walk. You can open up this compartment. You can send, while they're walking, your queen with a log launcher. You can send your giant arrow through this middle of the base. Hopefully you hit like a sweeper. If there's an invisibility tower, hit it. That way you have a chance for your troops to go in and hopefully destroy the buildings around it with the invisibility spell tower before it creates a new invisibility spell. Now I'm lucky I don't have any, but if there were any, I would use my giant arrow and target it. That way it's going to get activated. So let's jump into the attack. So very easy and very straightforward. Invisibility spells here. That way you can target like this defense here and then take a good chunk of those defenses, creating a nice funnel. Then after I sent my Ice Golem, my king behind, they're going to walk. While they're walking, I sent my queen with the log launcher and obviously I put an Ice Golem on front. You have so much Ice Golem, so don't worry to use 1 or 2 for the queen. I put a baby dragon to help the queen to go that way, so a quick funnel. And then after, right here, I'm going to use my jump spell. This is where you want to use your jump spell because you don't want to use your earthquake boots right away. There's not that much hard-hitting defenses other than those 2 fire spitters, but it's not going to be enough. So jump spell at the beginning, then after, once you're at the town hall area, you can use your earthquake boots. That way it's going to destroy those walls and open them up, cripple those defenses, and that would be good. Now with the giant arrow, I got the new temporary defense. That was lucky. I got this air super as well. So let's continue. This is where I send all of my Ice Golems, and then after, it's just about letting them pat inside the base and do their jobs. Use your other spells if needed, your skeleton spell. You still have 1 remaining invisibility spell, which is good to mitigate any damage. Let's say your watering gets targeted or your RC gets targeted. Boom, put it on top of them. They're going to be safe. You have still an Ice Block spell, which you're going to use to protect any types of heroes or troops. A rage spell to boost your healings or damage output, let's say for your RC or your warden. A poison spell in case there are any CC. And then after, it's pretty much over. It's that simple as an attack. So alternatively, put a skeleton spell right here on front. That way it's going to mitigate damage from the monolith and especially this geared up defense. And then after, I'm going to use my ability, and then after, it's going to open up those compartments. So as you can see, after placing all my wall of Ice Golems, pretty much similar as an avalanche. It's not like the whole side of the base, but at least like a good chunk of the base, but at least like 1/3 of one side of the base. Then after, you send all of your troops remaining. So I have an Electro Titan, I send her. I have an RC, I send her as well. Then after, it's just let it ride, use your spells correctly like I did with the skeleton spell. Then after, I can save my rage for something else. I have 2 rages, so I can invest 1 for those yetis. That way you can destroy those buildings right there. This compartment, it looks very juicy. They can take care of this. And then once I'm around this area, I can use my RC Rocket Spear. That way she can destroy those buildings around. So I've used my Ice Block spell right there. That way it's going to mitigate damage. With the passive from the Electro Boots and the Electro Titan, they're going to do some passive damage on top of that monolith. Now, luckily, this Warden was able to target this monolith as well, meaning it was going down. Then after, I used my King's ability to destroy the monolith before the Ice Block spell effect wears off. And it opens up those compartments perfectly. So this area is pretty much done for. So my Ice Golem and, well, my main push is going to push there and destroy those buildings. It's pretty much over. As you can see, I still have my RC ability and I can just sense few cleanups like the 1 archer here, maybe 1 archer there, a wizard on this area. It's over. sound cut off for some reason. That's new. Okay. But look at this. I still have my RC ability. Sound went back. Okay. I still have a lot of Ice Golems. All my heroes are alive. Look at that, guys. It's overkill. It's way too strong. Almost unfair that you're able to triple the base with a lot of Ice Golems. Which could make sense because you're basically protecting your heroes, so your main push by freezing all defenses. But look at that. So I have 1, 2, 3, maybe 4. I'm not sure how many there are here. Looks like there are 3 in this pack and 1 there. Still have my RC ability. This base is crushed. It's completely crushed, dude. That was the attack. Very straightforward. Fireball, do a small king walk, then after enter everything in the base, do some spell management, kill squad on the side. That's it. In conclusion, this strategy is extremely powerful, as you can see. The Ice Golem just helps to tank forever and freeze those buildings and defenses, which will protect further your hero. It's a very straightforward setup with the fireball, a very straightforward main push as well with the kill squad on the side to force your Ice Golems and your main push to go inside the base, and then after it's basically just spell management. It's that easy. I just can't believe how easy and effective it is. It's really an easy attack. I'd say it's probably easier than Root Riders. I'm not even kidding. It's that simple of a funnel, and then after the kill squad and after your main push, you don't have to do much, you don't have to think much. It's that brain dead. So like always, this army will be in the description below. If you like this video, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next guide.